Hey, welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. And today's episode is probably a sprint challenge, is the best way to talk about it. Like the fastest ways to boost your income. We've got myself, we've got Brandon, the co-host, and we're going to be going through some of our strategies that will get us cash quick. What do you do when the dream of an online business makes you work harder than a day job would? The answer: you build passive income. On the Passive Buddies podcast, we cover the myths behind passive income and how to build true financial and time freedom. Welcome to the Passive Buddies podcast.
Boom.
Love it. So obviously money. Like, how do we do it? How do we get it? We spoke about a 30-day income spiking challenge a few weeks back on the podcast, which I thought was it was one of the enjoyable ones. It was sort of like, what would we do?
I think all of our episodes are enjoyable.
Oh, you little sweet talker, you. Yeah, don't get me wrong, yeah, they are. So in terms of income now, like, because it happens especially in the affiliate marketing space, doesn't it? Like, people come desperate for cash. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or it's definitely a bad thing. People are desperate for cash, and obviously it's not a nice way, not a nice situation to be in. Obviously, I think we've all been in there at some point, and especially in today's economy, it's getting even worse. So, if you were to, do you know what? I'm going to take your audience away from you. Not obviously physically, but hypothetically, I'm going to take your audience away from you. What would you do?
I would still do this. I think Facebook makes it so easy to build a list in a sense. Maybe it's not an email list, but with Messenger, I'll give you a perfect example. When I was a personal trainer, I had a phone number list in a sense. Whenever someone would message me on my phone, which was a Google Voice number, I would never delete their phone number, never delete the messages, and would essentially just keep them on there so that whenever I need clients, then I would literally just message every single person that wasn't my client and be like, hey, a spot opened up. Are you still looking for training? Something to that extent. I mean, obviously, I would build that rapport and just every few weeks say, hey, how are you doing? That sort of thing. But in doing so, I always had a steady stream of clients. And with Facebook, you can essentially do that same thing. I think that's why I was able to grow the Facebook, the 90-day challenge so quickly, is because I've had 2 years of contacts in a sense on my Messenger. And I literally just went through every single person and was able to just say, hey, what's going on? What's new? Blah, blah, blah. Over like the last, I think I just did it for the last year. And I was able to sell over 100 people. And in doing so, it makes it, Facebook makes it really easy. You can do the same thing with Instagram. You can't do it much with TikTok, I'm not sure. But the thing that is most important about Facebook, I think, is groups. And we talked about how communities are so important. People have already built communities of people that are like-minded. If it's becoming financially free, if it's a football game, whatever it is, you can go into these communities and build value really quickly and reach out to these people and have a direct link to them. Versus email list, not everyone opens their email. Some of it gets into spam. Some of it people archive right off the bat. So being able to have direct communication with people is super important, I think, on Facebook. LinkedIn has similar groups, but the engagement in these groups on LinkedIn are like non-existent from what I've seen. So in Instagram, like I said, there's no groups really. There are hashtags where you can filter the hashtags and then go one-on-one and message them. But that takes more time, going one-on-one versus actually doing mass posts on Facebook. You can actually have bigger groups see your one post and want to engage with that. So I think that being able to go on Facebook and build an audience seems to be much easier than any kind of other social media out there.
it is definitely Facebook is definitely the one place where you can go and start connecting with people pretty quickly. The barrier to entry in terms of the marketing space is low, but that does mean it's quite like competitive. Obviously, I must get like 6 to 8 like cold outreach DMs a day, and it's just like leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. I actually shot a voice note to one of them today because it was a soft pitch, but it was a pitch, and I've never spoken to the guy before. And then you get the bump message like, oh, just inboxes be crazy. Make sure obviously you see his message. So I shot my voice note. I went, listen, pal. I was like, I'm not going to respond. I was like, in a way that obviously you want to. I was like, because the conversation, you've already set the intention that you're asking questions, not to listen, just to ask your next question. I was like, you can fuck off. Yeah. Then he tried to ring me. I was like, I don't take unscheduled calls, so please leave me alone. That does my head in. Ringing people on Facebook Messenger, like, what the hell? Like, why? Especially unscheduled. But that's a side rant, and I'll bring it back to the focus. Yeah, Facebook is the lowest barrier to entry in terms of being able to promote something, get something out, not physically attack, but like go in and other people's groups. Like you mentioned before, it was so easy to close a 90-day challenge because people have been on your friends list for years, etc. And obviously you just went and touched base with everyone who would have seen your content throughout the time period and obviously generated 100 sales. So when you are starting this journey and you don't have those years of contacts, it's a case of like go into those groups. That is possibly the easiest way to attract attention. Don't get me wrong, like short form content and reels, you can get greater views on now, but you've got no control over who puts or what the algorithm or who the algorithm shows that to. Right. So you can get a ton of views, but if it's in the wrong audience or the wrong niche, or they're not exactly looking for the right thing, then it becomes a little bit difficult. Is that a word? So going into those groups and starting to dominate those groups, I always go back to and I reference him throughout the whole podcast all the time. One, because I love the guy, but two, is the strategy was incredible. So he went into the ClickFunnels group, Lewis, and he spoke about was active campaign, just demo videos on active campaign, and now literally even years later, and he doesn't do it half as often. Even years later, if someone's got an active campaign question, or if someone is looking for an email autoresponder, if someone is looking for help with their email marketing, Lewis gets a tag every single time, without fail. He's built a business off that ClickFunnels group, just by going in and giving value and leading with value and showing his face and showing what he knows about obviously active campaign. He's now built a business that even he's worked with 2 Comma Club winners, etc., like 10x Comma Club winners. And just by going into a specific group of people on Facebook, because the barrier to entry is lower, and giving as much tips and his tricks and standing out as possible. He picked something sub-niche like active campaign. So it wasn't just how to help people grow their email marketing or how to make more on email. It was how to make more money with your email list through active campaign. When you broke down the sub niche, like he went into that and he's absolutely crushing it. And even years later, like he's still getting tagged, he's still getting that domination, just by going into that type of group and starting to not salesy, sleazy promote, but actually starting to give value about a product that people actually love now.
Yeah, I think that's super important. I mean, and you were talking about TikTok. I think that TikTok, if you can make a guide, so it's short form content, 1 to 3 minutes. And I find that I've actually had some decent results on TikTok also, which was an affiliate program for crypto. And I was able to get 92 sales, I think, in about 2 months. And it wasn't, it's kind of like an MLM in a sense, but not really. Essentially, if they are playing this game, a little bit of their returns that they make, I get a little bit, a portion of it, like very small. And then I was able to get 92 people who signed up. And that was just by literally just saying, hey, I'm making X amount of money with this game. And I would show them, how much money I'm making. If you want this guide on what I'm doing, just comment below. So in doing so, I showed them my results, and then I gave them a guide completely for free to sign up. which is exactly what he's doing. Is he's documenting his results. He's providing value in a Facebook group. I was providing my results and showing a guide in TikTok, and I had people sign up. So it's important to lead with value instead of always just trying to go for the sale, like we were saying, where the people will just come into your DMs and be like, hey, blah 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 blah, buy my shit. I don't know who you are, but this is why you need it, versus just leading with value all the time. I mean, I'm always creating little guides, quick little guides on how to do certain things. And that's been extremely valuable for me and to other people.
So, like, to bring it up a level, in terms of high level scenario, it's a case of finding, well, obviously understanding what problem you're going to solve with, whether it's a software service or a program, like understanding that, and then where do those people congregate? So people go on TikTok. The crypto space on TikTok's huge, so real good space to go and put that content out. Obviously, ActiveCampaign, right? Well, who needs emails, autoresponders, people who build funnels, right? Okay, biggest group out there for funnels, right? Go, and there was the value led there. I say leading with value, giving something for free all the time, and then that converts into sales on the back end. Obviously, yours was through a link, a guide, a lead magnet, the traditional way. And then effectively Lewis's was referral marketing in the end, but still brought the exact same results. So it's a case of finding the problem, the solution, like whatever you're going to sell. Go and find a place where people hang out around that, who would potentially need that problem solving, and then go and lead with value.
Exactly. That's the best way to do it, and that's how I would start if I had no other. If you took my contact list and if you took my products, that's exactly how I would start also.
And what space would you go into?
I would say the money-making online space, because a lot of people are always looking for a solution. I mean, that's kind of like the three niches really are health, wealth, and relationships. And most people, I find, I was a personal trainer before, so I've already been in that space and kind of bored of it. And number two, and people think that they know how to eat when in reality they don't know how to eat correctly. They eat all sorts of garbage, and they think diet soda, like people will go like order a double cheeseburger and be like, oh, but let me have a Diet Coke because I'm watching my calories, which is super silly. But I would say always the money online space or the wealth space, because people know that it takes money to make money. And so it makes it really easy to show people my results based on what I've done in the past and how I can get them there.
Absolutely love it. And as you say, I'd go for the same niche, like make money online, wealth wealth creation. Because if you think about it, where do you spend 90% of your time, like during the day? Spend it in work. Why are you going to work? To make money. Do you like it? 9 times out of 10, do you fuck? So it'll be a case of, right, well, that's one big problem that everyone has every single day because they don't like it. It's just whether you're going to do something about it. So that would be where I'd start as well, because everybody thinks, and to a degree they are right, they can improve their life by improving their financial situation and how they make money. So that would definitely be where I'd go to.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, that's, I think, the best. And if you think about it, just like you said, the amount of time that you're investing in work or in creating money is a majority of your day versus your health. You're only really, lunch takes 10 minutes, breakfast takes 10 minutes, 10 to 30 minutes, depending. And then your working out is just an hour a day. So let's just say 2 hours a day versus 8 hours a day on your wealth side. Obviously, sleeping is 8 hours. So if you have a shitty relationship, then you're not spending, a lot of the time with your significant other. But if you have a great relationship, you want to spend all the time with them. If you have a great relationship, then you really don't have to work on that. So I think that the majority of people's problems are in the wealth sector.
100%, because it doesn't get taught. Like we talk about this all the time, don't we, in the school system, and how it's like it's just garbage. But they don't teach you any of this, like how to make money, how to save money, how to retain money, how to use money to make more money, which then ultimately is the only goal. Because from 4 years old, you're told to go to school to learn, and then once you learn enough, you can go and get a job.
Right.
So literally from 4 years old, you're conditioned to go and make money, just in the completely wrong sectors and completely the wrong places. It's basically to become a worker rather than a guy with money. So 100%, that would be where I'd start, and I'd start on Facebook, and that is the way we would go. Final thoughts?
If you're someone starting from new, definitely check out the end of this video or this podcast to learn how to set up your affiliate challenge. There's a 2-day course completely for free. You should definitely check it out. I think it's a good way to start, and we'll get you going on creating the wealth that you need.
Absolutely love it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the end of the episode, and we will see you on the next one.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Passive Buddies podcast. Have you begun your online journey yet? Or are you stuck on how to get it to work for you? Then why not take our exclusive free course, the 2-day Affiliate Commission Challenge, and start your journey to the rest of your life today. It's the first link in the podcast description, and it's totally free. You have nothing to lose, yet everything to gain for you and your family. Enjoy our free gift to you, and the link is below.